Hey everyone, me Kevin here. In this video, I'm going to talk about a big shift in the coronavirus pandemic for the United States and what it means for your money, whether you're in stocks, real estate, or you have a job and you're just wondering about the economy in general, or maybe even you're thinking about getting invested. Also, a lot of you have been asking, by the way, if the coupon code also works for the YouTube course that's down there, the one that says Larry, yeah, from Impractical Jokers, that one. So if you want to learn how to make YouTube videos from home and make money, use that code. In this video, I'll also be giving you an update on the new change to the 1337 portfolio. We are going to version 2. But for now, let's get started with the data. Here's the scoop. We've all seen this chart. We're all over this chart. Don't worry, I'm not gonna talk about this chart long. This is just the chart of coronavirus cases. We obviously see an uptrend. Some people are calling it a second wave. Some people are saying we're testing more. And it's true, we're testing 8 times as much as we were testing in March and April. We also know that cases and people passing away lags. However, can we look at charts to help us tell the future? The answer is unclear, but I think there are some breadcrumbs that we can look at. Take a look at these trends. First, this is a search of coronavirus symptoms on Google Trends. What you'll notice here is we had Memorial Day weekend right between this area here. This is where we had not only Memorial Day, but then we had parties in this area, right? Then it usually takes about 2 weeks for people to get symptomatic. So we notice that right along the same time, we started getting a spike in cases, which the spike in cases really started taking off right around here. We noticed that right before that, we saw a run up in searches in Google for coronavirus symptoms. And this makes sense. I mean, look, if I have a pain in my neck, then I Google it. Like, what is this? Am I dying? Like, what's going on? And this is very normal, right? We do that, especially how readily available Google is for us. So this is very normal. But what we want to pay attention to here is specifically this downtrend that we're starting to see. Take a look at this next chart right here. Coronavirus test. This one's a little harder to read. So we're actually going to go, instead of 90 day, we're going to go to 12 months. But let me just first say, when people think that they might actually have the coronavirus because they search the symptoms and they're like, oh crap, that like literally describes what I have, the next logical thing is Googling, well, how do I get tested? What's the process? What's the test like? Does the test hurt? You know, where do I go? How long does it take? How long do I have to wait? What are the wait times, right? So the 90 day is a little bit harder to read, but look at the 12 month. Look at this very, very, very clear, I mean, this is a no-brainer, right? Here's your uptrend, but look at this solid downtrend that we're seeing. Because right now, everything in a matter, you know, speaking of cases, looks like this. This is what cases look like. This creates a lot of fear. This is why we're seeing the market like really uncertain. What about those recovery stocks? You know, the restaurants, the retail, the airlines, the cruise lines. This is creating a lot of fear around that. However, if we try to look at this potentially forward-looking data, we are actually seeing some really good news. Now, here's my thought. When we look at this trend, we can also look at a few other things. We know that Gallup polls finds that 94% of Democrats wear masks and only 46% of Republicans wear masks. This has led to companies like grocery store chain Winn-Dixie to refuse mask mandates. Well, yesterday, Donald Trump tweeted that masks are patriotic. And the CDC finds that if we're all masked up, then the pandemic could be over in potentially as fast as 3 weeks. In fact, if you have not yet seen it, here is Donald Trump's tweet. We are united in our effort to defeat the invisible China virus, and many people say that it is patriotic to wear a face mask when you can't socially distance. There is nobody more patriotic than me, your favorite president. He's obviously wearing the mask. He's sending the implication that it is patriotic to wear masks. And it's in the Washington Post that we could find that if everyone wore face coverings, the CDC thinks that the spread of the pandemic would be under control. At the same time, if we look at a 12-month chart for Google searches for coronavirus symptoms in red and masks in blue, we see that both of the searches had roughly the same peak. Masks were a little bit behind coronavirus, but coronavirus symptoms, that is. But take a look at this. Coronavirus symptoms have virtually flattened, whereas at the same time, mask searches are increasing, presumably because, well, people are seeing, okay, maybe now it is correct to mask up. Now, I'm not trying to have a mask debate. I'm not trying to, talk about the scientific evidence behind masks. I don't know about that. I'm simply trying to figure out what projections we could make in terms of our money. So if you don't believe in masks, I'm not trying to say you need to believe in masks, all right? Now, let's talk about the money part. I don't want to sound like a perma bull. I'm not telling you to drop everything and go invest in stocks and real estate right now. But if you own stocks and real estate, it's very possible that there may be a lot more money flowing into the stock and real estate market as recovery stocks like Dave & Buster's, the Cheesecake Factory, airlines, and cruise lines over the next 2 to 4 weeks see a potential decline in coronavirus cases. Now, there are some red flags here. One, if we see a big spike from July 4th, then none of this might work. Like, we might just continue to see recovery stocks head towards bankruptcy, which would be very bad. And we would continue to see uncertainty. Also, number 2, if Google Trends don't accurately predict what coronavirus cases might be, then that's bad as well. So if you follow any of the suggestions in this video or implications and you lose money, it's your fault. Don't sue me, bro. And again, this is not to be political. I'm not trying to suggest you want to vote for Trump or Biden. I don't care. I only care about helping you make money. That's it. But right now, with these changes in trends, I am optimistic. More optimistic than I was about 2 weeks ago. And now, when I look at my recovery stocks, they are very cheap relative to when I started trimming those holdings because cases were going up. That is, cases were going up, I took some money off the table. Now I see, okay, there are indications that cases might be coming down again. It might be time to put money into these again. Now, no guarantees, but here's exactly what I'm doing. I'm putting more money back into the Simon Property Group and Dave & Buster's. Simon Property Group, in my opinion, has less of a bankruptcy risk than Dave & Buster's does. Dave & Buster's could go busters. They could go bankrupt. But what I'm doing, and I'm watching these trends every single day, and this is speculative in the short term, and I'm gonna show you how to play this and not be speculative. What I'm doing is I'm setting automatic sell triggers for these stocks at $95 and $29 for Dave & Buster's. That means if Simon Property Group goes up about 50%, I'm taking my money and I'm running. I don't care if it hits 100 or above, I'm out of there. Dave & Buster's, if they hit 29, I'm out of there. That would be like 2.5xing in the stock. I'm also pushing to get into real estate now more than ever before 2023 when real estate rates are likely to go up. Now, I've also changed the 1337 portfolio. There is a new link now. So if you're interested in this is just so you could see these stock recommendations. It's like 46 of them. But anyway, you could go to metkevin.com/1337V2. Use the new version. What I did in the new version is I removed Monster and I removed Honeywell. I added Upwork and I substantially increased the ratios for Dave & Buster's and Simon Property Group. I slightly decreased Redfin, Shopify, and Peloton and instead added 1 point also to Tesla, while again at the same time increasing the position on Simon Property Group and Dave & Buster's. Now also, I want to make this really clear. I'm not trying to tell you how to vote. I don't care how you vote. I just care about what the impact is to our market. But Donald Trump's tweet has a very big impact potentially on people actually wearing masks. The day after Donald Trump tweeted that it's patriotic to wear masks, Winn-Dixie, which has long refused to have a mask mandate, has now instituted a mask mandate. And again, I know there's a huge debate going on with testing, but in regards to our money, this is exactly what we want to see happening. We want to see these trends happening, and we want to see cohesion around the idea of wearing masks, and those are the two things we're seeing right now. If we combine that with the video that I made yesterday and all of the new stimulus money that's flooding into the economy on a monthly and weekly basis, the unemployment boost, forbearance, which if you haven't taken more forbearance yet, take it. Watch this video up here. It totally makes sense that stocks could actually hit higher highs, and we might not see lows again until possibly after the election. We'll see, no guarantees. It totally depends on the fall and winter season. Are we gonna see a second wave? Are masks actually effective at the same time? Are vaccine trials going to continue to show good news like the way they are? Is the market overvalued right now in tech? Yeah, do you really wanna put money into that? That's up to you. So, there you have it. If you're not comfortable picking stocks in like that 1337 V2, then go to metkevin.com/basket. That's another good opportunity for you to just invest in my favorite 4 index funds if I was going to do it. And I like my allocations. I've got QQQ in there. We got the Russell in there. It's great. Check it out. And folks, Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Good luck out there. Go make some money. Go invest for the long term. If you are a trader, do the opposite of what I'm recommending here, because generally when I go buy something, it falls the next day. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon.